If you've ever struggled to stand up from a chair or noticed your legs feel heavier lately, that might not be just aging. After 60, your body loses leg strength 3 times faster than you realize, especially in men. But here's what most people don't know. One simple 3-second habit done each morning can start rebuilding that strength. No gym, no supplements. I'll show you what's quietly weakening your legs and how to take back control. If you're over 60 and getting out of a chair feels harder than it used to, if walking upstairs feels like a workout, or your legs feel heavier than normal, you're not imagining it. The medical term is sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it quietly begins in your legs first. But here's the good news. Science now shows that you can rebuild leg strength safely and naturally, starting with a few simple habits. And today, I'll show you exactly what those are and what to avoid. 1. The real reason legs weaken first. You ever notice how it gets harder to rise from a chair? Like your legs just don't respond as fast as they used to? Frank did. He's 68, former mechanic, grew up strong. But one morning, he pushed himself out of his recliner and couldn't stand without grabbing the armrest. He told me, "That's the moment I felt older than my age." Now, here's what Frank didn't know. After 60, your body starts producing less of a signal called IGF-1, the hormone that tells your muscles, rebuild, repair, regrow. Without that signal, your legs don't bounce back like they used to. They weaken, slowly, quietly. And if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's like losing the construction crew inside your own body. Before 60, that crew's working full time, building muscle, repairing tissue. After 60, they stop showing up, and your strength, it starts fading with them. But here's the hopeful part. You can call that crew back, and all it takes is a little push. A study published in BMJ Open Sport followed seniors doing simple resistance training, just 2 or 3 times a week, not heavy lifting, just enough tension, like sit-to-stand squats or step-ups on stairs. Those who followed the plan, they maintained leg strength for 4 full years. Even after stopping the training, Frank started with 10 minutes every other day, body weight squats, resistance band leg curls. Today, he's back in the garden, wheelbarrow in hand, proud smile on his face. Sometimes, strength doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing the right thing, consistently. And the next part? It's something almost no one talks about. But it's why even protein might not be enough anymore. 2. Your muscles need more than protein. You've probably heard it before. As long as you get enough protein, you'll be fine. But here's what most seniors don't realize. After 60, even if you are eating enough protein, your body just doesn't respond the same way. It's not your fault. It's something called anabolic resistance. That means your muscles stop listening to protein the way they used to. It's like trying to water a plant, but the soil's too dry to soak it in. When you were younger, a little bit of chicken or eggs was enough to trigger growth. Now, you need almost twice as much at each meal just to get the same effect. A 2019 study in the Journal of Gerontology showed that older adults need around 0.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per meal, compared to just 0.24 for younger people. That's a big jump. Let me give you something more practical. Most seniors should aim for about 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein, not per day, per meal. That's 2 eggs and a cup of cottage cheese, or a salmon fillet with a scoop of lentils, or a protein shake with added leucine, the amino acid that acts like the ignition key for muscle growth. Let's go back to Rosa for a second. She's 72, sharp, independent, but lately, she felt weaker in the mornings. Not sore, just hollow, like her muscles had no gas in the tank. She told me, "I thought I was eating clean, eggs for breakfast, soup for lunch, a little chicken at night. But when we look closer, her daily total was fine. Her meals weren't. She was spreading it out too thin. So we made one change. Just before bed, she started having half a cup of cottage cheese, slow digesting casein, and by week 2, she said, "I'm waking up with energy again. Even my balance feels better." Sometimes it's not about eating more, it's about timing it right. This is when your muscles stop listening and start breaking down instead. Ever felt like you're eating well, but still getting weaker? Let me know in the comments. I read everyone. 3. Inflammation, the rust that eats muscle. You can eat right, you can stay active, but if you don't address this one hidden force, your muscles will still break down. It's called inflammation, and it's one of the most overlooked causes of leg weakness after 60. I'm not talking about a swollen knee or red joint. I mean the quiet, chronic inflammation that builds up in your blood, day after day, year after year, and slowly eats away at your strength. A 2017 study in the European Journal of Medical Research looked at seniors with muscle loss, and they found something shocking. The group with weak legs had inflammation markers, IL-6 and TNF-α, up to 4 times higher than those with strong legs. That's not aging, that's biochemical sabotage. Think of inflammation like rust on an old bicycle. You don't notice it at first, but over time, the chain stiffens, the pedals squeak, and one day, it just stops moving. Now, here's the kicker. This is when your muscles stop listening and start breaking down instead. And if you've ever wondered why you feel sore longer, or why you recover slower after something simple like climbing stairs, that's the rust working quietly underneath. But here's the good news. You can oil the system again. Start with turmeric and black pepper. The active compound, curcumin, helps switch off inflammatory cytokines like IL-6. And when paired with a pinch of black pepper, absorption improves by up to 2,000%. Add 500 milligrams of curcumin daily. You can take it as a capsule, or make it into golden milk, warm almond milk with turmeric, cinnamon, and black pepper just before bed. Linda, one of my patients, is 66. She used to wake up every morning with stiffness in her knees. She started drinking golden milk every night. Within a month, she told me, I wake up and I don't dread the first step anymore. It's not magic, it's biology, reset, and what comes next may surprise you, because it has nothing to do with food and everything to do with balance. 4. Why balance training builds leg power. 2. Most people think building stronger legs means lifting weights or climbing stairs, but one of the biggest causes of weak legs after 60 isn't strength, it's balance. See, every time you wobble, or overcorrect, or lose confidence stepping off a curb, your muscles get the wrong message. Instead of firing strong, they hold back to protect you, and over time, that hesitation becomes habit. Your legs start doing less, which means they lose more. That's when power fades, not because your muscles are gone, but because your brain stops trusting them. A 2010 study in the physical medicine and rehabilitation clinics found that just 8 weeks of simple balance training significantly improved strength, posture, and fall resistance in older adults. 8 weeks, no equipment, no gym, just basic movements that retrain your body's internal GPS. Let me explain. Your balance system is like a GPS in your car. When it's working well, your body moves with confidence. But when that GPS signal weakens, even by a little, your steps get cautious. Your legs stop responding quickly, and that's when accidents happen. So, what do? Start with a simple 10-minute routine, 2 or 3 times a week. Here's what I tell my patients. Stand on one foot for 30 seconds while brushing your teeth. Walk heel to toe in a straight line across the room. Use a balance board or wobble cushion while watching TV. David, 74, did just that. He set a balance pad next to his recliner and stood on it every time a commercial came on. Within a month, his wife said, "You're not bumping into the hallway walls anymore." It's not that his muscles suddenly got stronger. It's that his brain remembered how to use them. And if you skip this step, you could undo all the strength work you've built so far. 5. The bedtime habit that stops muscle loss. Most people think muscle loss happens during the day, when you're moving less, sitting more. But the truth is, your biggest muscle loss happens while you sleep. Here's why. Once you finish dinner and you don't eat again until morning, your body goes into a 10 to 12 hour fast. Now, for younger adults, that's fine. But after 60, your body starts breaking down muscle overnight to fuel itself. It's called catabolism, and it's like your body burning muscle just to keep the lights on. But there's a quiet fix for this, and it doesn't involve changing your whole diet. Just one small bedtime habit. A study from the British Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consume casein protein, a slow-digesting protein, 30 to 60 minutes before bed, had up to 31% more overnight muscle synthesis. Let me say that again. More muscle, built while you sleep. Here's how I explain it. Most fast proteins, like whey, are like firecrackers. They burn fast, spike, and fade. But casein, it's like a candle. It burns slowly, evenly, all night long. That's why I recommend this. Half cup of low-fat cottage cheese or a small casein shake before bed. Not heavy, not high calorie. Just enough to give your body the signal. Don't break down, build up. Helen, 70, gave it a name. She called it her muscle tea. Every night before bed, she'd have a scoop of cottage cheese with cinnamon and a few almonds. By week 2, she told me, I don't wake up stiff anymore. My legs don't feel hollow. And without this final step, all the good work you've done might never reach your joints. If you've made it this far, you already know. It's not just about muscles. It's about what those muscles represent. Independence, confidence, the ability to lift your grandchild, or carry a bag of groceries, or walk into a room without hesitation. But here's what most people never get told. Muscle doesn't just fade because of age. It fades when no one gives you the tools to protect it. You've now got 5, each one simple, each one proven. You don't need to do them all at once. Just pick one. Start there. Because every bit of strength you rebuild is a bit of dignity you keep, a bit of burden your family never has to carry, and a bit of life you get to live, fully, on your terms. So, tell me in the comments, which habit are you going to try first? I'll be there, reading everyone.